Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. President Uhuru Kenyatta had been sending mixed signals as far as the August 9th general election is concerned. But in the wake of the soaring inflation of basic commodities in the country, the most senior-most CEO of the country has come out to join the campaign trail. Remember, the opponents of Raila Odinga, the Kenya Kwanza team, had been insisting that the president had abandoned the Azimio la Umoja movement, and it seems the president was left on his own. This is after it became evident that perhaps President Uhuru Kenyatta was not going to hit the campaign trail. And what really brought up what happened later is that the Mount Kenya politicians that were training their guns against President Uhuru Kenyatta toned down, Deputy President withdrew from Mount Kenya campaigns, and a Hustler Express caravan was planted at the mountain to campaign for Kenya Kwanza. What exactly is happening? Because the president seems to be having a different pitch from what many people were expecting. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. I also want to say thank you to people who share our videos in social media platforms. I normally check Twitter and sometimes Facebook. We are really growing as a family. I want us to dive deep into President Uhuru Kenyatta's latest pitch on Martha Wangari Karua. When Raila picked Martha Karua, that decision was seen as Raila Odinga's sole decision that perhaps did not have the blessings of President Uhuru Kenyatta, or rather the Azimio la Umoja deep portfolio. But as time goes, it's now becoming evident that President knew and approved the candidature of Martha Wangari Karua in Azimio la Umoja ticket. So yesterday, he came out to campaign and held rallies, stopovers in Mwiki, Mihango, and also was dishing some title deed somewhere in Ruai. And in all those stopovers, he campaigned for Raila Odinga. But if you follow keenly, you will realize that he had a special pitch on that Azimio ticket. That pitch was anchored on the personality of Martha Karua, and number two, on the fight against corruption by Raila Odinga's government. The president is in charge of the government, has been in charge of the government for the last 10 years. And of course, he understands everything that goes on. I want us to interrogate that strategy deeply. But before we do that, I want you to listen to what the president said in Ruai.
Tumekuwa na amani kwa sababu ya vile tulishikana mkono na mzee wangu hapo anaitwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Na mimi napenda sana vile wameshirikiana na mama ambaye hacheki, Martha Karua. Na ambaye hata gojea kusikia mambo ya hawa waporaji wakifanya mambo yao huku na huku. Magakoro makomete thingi titani kumuohera. Ojo dage mohera. Mimi nawauliza, hawa ndio wataweza kuendelesha hii kazi, na tuhakikishe ya kwamba tuko na nchi ambaye inaongozwa kwa njia ya haki, kwa njia ya ukweli, na kwa njia ya kutatua shida za wananchi.
But you will also realize that the same day Azimio la Umoja team were in Taita Taveta, and there is some coherence between the tone of President Uhuru Kenyatta and the tone of campaign of Mama Martha Wangari Karua. So, of course, you can see that these are not people that they seem to be sitting together and discussing that the tone of this ticket, or rather the tone of this campaign at this critical moment, is going to be a pitch on corruption and also for Martha Wangari Karua. So that has been there. I am one person that has believed that political advisors of President Uhuru Kenyatta in State House maybe were infiltrated by the enemy, and they had been misadvising the president that he was not liked in Mount Kenya. I want to believe there are people that had been standing in the gap on President Uhuru Kenyatta's Mount Kenya tour, because people had always believed, and there have been a narrative that was laid in the ground, that president is not liked, that the president is going to destroy votes for Raila Odinga, that the president is going to, you know, all the bad things have been said about what can happen if President Uhuru Kenyatta joins Raila Odinga. But then today, I want to challenge you. Just take a matatu from Accra Road, going all the way to Nyeri or Meru or Muranga, and happen just pop up a conversation on this election. There are two statements that most likely you will hear from people from Mount Kenya. One of those statements is sisi tunataka tu kura iishe, bora tu kusikuwe na vita. That is number one. Tunataka tu kura tu iishe. Atujali nani sisi hata tuangalie nani atashinda. Such conversations, such statements point out to one thing, that one, the Mount Kenya people, that harsh venom that was planted against President Uhuru Kenyatta is going down, and majority of people are at the neutral gear. So that neutral gears indicates that, number one, the issue of Mount Kenya supporting the direction of President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to win many undecided voters in Mount Kenya. I have looked at the opinion polls, but I see that majority of the undecided voters in this country are from Mount Kenya. And maybe quite a chunk of this, there is nothing new that William Ruto's strategists can do, or rather they can say in Mount Kenya, to win more. But President Uhuru Kenyatta's input is going to win more undecided voters. Number two, I also see the kind of high-octane politics that is now emerging between President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. There have been undertones of violence, where maybe people think, and the Mount Kenya people, and even the whole country think, that there can be tones of some friction. Now, the gamer might troop back to President Uhuru Kenyatta because they know, and this is the truth, in case of any friction, the person that will best protect their interest is President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. I want to delve deep on why Martha Pitch is here. But first, I want you to listen to this clip and find the coherence between the tone of Martha Karua and President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Atakuja kukueleza kikabu yetu iko na nini. Kinara wangu akiwa hapa, siwezi nikaanza kumwelezea mipango yetu. Yeye ndiye ataeleza. Lakini nataka kukuambia, mchague rais unaamini. Chagua ile team unaweza kuamini. Hii ni kadarasi ya miaka ngapi? Tafuta mtu unaamini. Na ufisadi ndio umerudisha nchi yetu nyuma. Serikali ya Azimio tutapambana na ufisadi vilivyo. Nikiwa nyuma ya baba, mimi kama msaidizi wake, tutamsaidia kupambana na ufisadi, pesa yenu iwe faida kwenu. Na mnanijua, masaa ya kazi sicheki na sichezi. Kazi yenu nitafanya. Na hata wakati mimi sijakuwa kwa serikali tangu 2013, bado
Now that is Martha Karua speaking. I want to challenge you to take a moment and you will realize something, that there are three layers of messaging between Raila, Karua and President Uhuru Kenyatta. When Martha Karua picks the microphone, she will speak about why Raila Odinga is the best choice for the country, what Raila Odinga did with the mic when he was in government, and Martha Karua will keep on mentioning on something on the Thika superhighway. she speaks to the competence of Raila Amolo Odinga. And I think that has been strategic because the competence pitch that Martha Karua is saying about Raila is to counter the incompetency narrative that Gachagua and the team keeps on saying that Raila will sleep in the cabinet. Then Martha Karua also will speak about corruption. Those are the three key messages that you will hear Martha Karua speaking about. Then after that, Raila Odinga speaks to what Azimio government is going to do. So Raila will speak so passionately about Babacare. He will speak about the 6,000 pledge. He will speak about how they are going to change, how they are going to revive the economy. And he is the person that is endowed with information on what the Azimio government will do. Now, if you listen to what the president did, the president came through and he did not tell, and president is not telling voters what Raila is going to do or how Raila is going to change things in government. Because again, anything that president says, he will be judged on a flashback. You will say, why are you saying Raila is going to do this and you're the president, you're in a position to do this? So what the president has done, he's now pitching to Kenyans specifically on Martha Wangari Karua. That is strategic, and I want to explain in details why. Now, when the president joined, there has been a narrative that the president is already having a project in the name of Raila Odinga, and so Raila will be an extension of his term. That narrative was brought so that Raila can have the Jubilee baggage. That is why I see that the president is moving around and saying, this is what I have done, and Raila Odinga can take over from me. But just to make sure that they can do more than they can achieve that, for you to trust them, president is pointing at Martha Karua, because Martha Karua is a clean bill. Remember, she's also the person that is pitching on the integrity. So I see that as a strategy to make sure that the Raila's candidature, there is less of the Jubilee baggage. And that's why the president is instead speaking about Azimio through the eyes of Martha Wangari Karua. But because Martha comes from Mount Kenya, I want to believe that this strategy objectively is a president trying to give Mount Kenya a direction. And when the president speaks somewhere in Nairobi and in Mwiki, majority of people staying in Mwiki are Kikuyus. When the president is going to speak in Mount Kenya, president is going to speak to the Gema residents there. So what is happening here is this. The president is simply trying to say that I am handing over the mountain to Martha Wangari Karua. Now, this is a message that will elevate the stature of Martha Karua, because one, it is coming at a time when Ruto has withdrawn from Mount Kenya campaigns and there is a Hustler Express caravan that is there. That Hustler Express caravan is being done by politicians that are below Martha Karua. So the president is simply trying to make a pitch on the head of Martha Karua. Now, this will be interesting because remember, there are also people that are close to the presidency, and Uhuru at one point says that mi najua hata kuna wetu wako karibu hapa na ni wafisadi. So he's also sending a signal that this transition, despite the fact that there are some of Uhuru's close allies that might make their way in the new administration, but they should not expect any favor. And when it comes to the matter of corruption, mercilessly, Azimio government is going to take care of that. Now, the Martha's message on corruption, the Martha pitch on corruption, I see president is targeting civil servants that are going to be part of transition, because there are many of them that are not going home with president, that still remain in government, and the president simply warning them that while he was having a soft spot, but they should expect a change in strategy. But this all strategy of the president joining campaign has been strategic. For one, the opinion polls are showing Raila is not doing badly. And Raila is now doing 43-42 against Ruto's 37-39. The latest one by Infotract is putting at Raila at 43. Then William Ruto is doing 37. There was another one that was putting Raila at 42-39. And I think the president is simply now going to bolster Raila campaigns. And the last opinion poll that will be done in this country will be on, because according to opinion polls, you can only do them 14 days general election. Most probably, they might show Raila increasing in population after Uhuru Kenyatta's direct input. And what the president is doing is simply trying now to bolster the numbers for Raila Odinga. We cannot lie and bury our heads in the sand that the President Uhuru Kenyatta do not have support in this country. People who say that narrative, honestly, they are lying. And I see that as a strategy. And Uhuru has done it at a critical moment when Ruto seems to have forgotten, and I think he's getting intelligence that the mountain is not that much promising. Then Uhuru is going there to talk to undecided voters. That is the group that Uhuru is addressing in Mount Kenya through giving direction about Martha Karua. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my bold analysis. When you come back, shall look at Mike Sonko. He's back in Mombasa.